I've had the rather strange habit of regarding my poems like they're bottles of wine or something and keeping them just stored in the cellar as if they might mature a bit. So I'm trying to break that bad habit by bringing you a poem, a new one that just came in over the last couple of days, and it's called An Alternative Kingdom. Though once having some claim to the throne, the madcap Archduke was far from stuffy. A man who'd confessed to never shouting, "Oh God! Oh God!" inside a church, but often inside the women he'd bedded. If that wasn't heresy enough, he'd been suspected in a litany of others, for he mocked the priesthood, and with equal scorn the alleged divine right of kings. But what he claimed bedevils us all is how to find your real face in this confusing hall of mirrors where absolutely everything really isn't about you. Though this, like much he said, seemed a senseless gibberish. He loved elevated discourse, yet he could be abrasive, a seeker at odds with his time, whom many regarded as a fool who'd begun to speak a foreign language that no one else knew, like those religiously possessed who speak in tongues. So when those at court had heard enough of his eccentric mutterings and finally brought him in for a reckoning, his main defense was, "All the pomp in this ceremonial tribunal is just make-believe, like children waging battle with toy soldiers. My true crimes are failures to amply welcome the invisible. Yet who amongst us isn't guilty of that?" There was then a bewildered moment of silence in a room where those who testified to his professed offenses each had something to gain, and where even the somber old furniture knew that the fix was in, and its wooden silence spoke louder than justice. But just to make things worse, he just couldn't hold his tongue, which only strengthened the charges against him. "Look, and I can assure you about this. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Something inside me that isn't a cyclops has a mind of its own, and who am I to shut it up? But in the land of the blind, a man guided by a single eye has a sovereignty, not a madness, even if this court misperceives it." And they say that's the last raving thing he said, before they claimed title to his lands and led him, bound and gagged, deeper into an alternative, invisible kingdom where nothing is lacking or owned, and the only royalty is presence itself.